In today's video, I'm going to go over how to upload profiles into your Vacation CRM account in bulk. So if you're a brand new user coming from another CRM or no CRM, you just happen to have a spreadsheet of your client information, or if you're an existing user and let's say you do like a bridal show or some sort of trade show where you end up receiving a list of clients via a spreadsheet, there is a tool built into Vacation CRM that will allow you to upload profiles in bulk. Now this feature is only uh, enabled for admins of the system. So if you are an IC and you have a list, you're going to need to provide that to your admin and they can upload it for you. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Utilities and Bulk Upload Profiles. And then on this screen you need to download the template that we provide you with. This is the template that you're going to use to actually upload into the system. Now I've already clicked this to download it. So just to show you what that looks like, it looks like this. So you can click Enable Editing. Be sure to look through the notes here of this to make sure that you are aware of the different formats that everything needs to be in. So, you know, for example, the state for US abbreviations, it'll tell you what to do here. The format for dates of birth or any date really, titles, genders, things like that. Also primary agent, it must match the user ID because there is a column here for primary agent. So if you put in, you know, all Stephen here and then Alicia here, it will upload them under the correct agent. So you don't have to do one agent at a time. You can do them all at once if you would like to, as long as you've tagged the primary agent on each row. One of the most important things to do with this is you cannot change anything in row 1. You can't change the order of these columns, nor can you change the titles of these columns. They have to remain as is in order for this to work. So once you're satisfied with reading through this, you can just click here and shift and click here, and you can just delete all of these out of here, all these notes out of there, and now you've got a blank template. Now what some users will do, let's say this is what you have from your old CRM or whatever, some users will do is they'll just copy and paste, you know, the one column at a time. You can do that, but be careful. This is a good example because this profile I don't have a first name. So if I were to copy from here down and I'm putting the original row 3 in here in row 2, and then I go to the next column and I start up here, everything's going to be shifted by 1 because I didn't copy this blank cell here. So everything's going to be, all the first names and last names are going to be off by 1 row all the way down. And unfortunately there's no undo button for this, so you've got to be sure that everything is correct. So in order to make it easier on yourself, what I recommend you do is you edit your existing spreadsheet of client data so that the columns match exactly like this template here. So column A is title. I don't have a title on this one, so what I would typically do is, just for my own sake, I would rename this to title, but then I would delete all of this information in here so that it's all blank because I don't have title to pull in from my other spreadsheet. Now if you, for example, there is no middle name on this, but if I look at the template here, middle name should be column D. So what I would do here is I would go in here and select this and click insert and just type middle name. So again, I'm just putting a blank column in there just as like a filler or a spacer so that all of my columns match up from my original spreadsheet to my template here. And once you get all of them in order and in there, you can just copy and paste from this one all the way from, you know, column A2 or cell A2 all the way down to, you know, however many you have in there. Alright, so once you get everything copied over, the other thing to note too is we can look at this template. The last column is primary agent here. Now you can add additional columns past this, and anything you put past primary agent will end up going into the notes of the client's profile. So I put a couple of names in a template here just so I can show how it actually uploads the data. So if we look here, at this last column here, I added one for notes, and I put in some basic notes that I want to go under the client's profiles. I don't have it for everyone, just a couple of them, but you can use it for things like this, like where they went, what month and year, because those are important things to know when you're working with a client. You know, where have they been before, what did they think about it, because that can kind of gauge what type of resorts they like, or what type of, you know, trips they like to take, things like that. So basically you get your spreadsheet so it's going to look like something like this with your information, but there could be thousands in here. I've only got 3. And then save it. And also be sure to fill out, like I mentioned before, the primary agent for each one. So this could all be one agent. It could be a mixture of different agents, but make sure that's in there. And then once you've got that done and saved, and you go back to VCRM, you click Browse, and you find that saved template that you've created, and double click that and click Upload Profiles. And then it's going to take you to this screen. This is your last chance to make sure that everything is correct before you click Go. And again, I can't stress enough, be sure that everything is correct before you click Save Profiles. Now you can see here, because I selected, or I had primary agent filled out on those columns, 2 of them are going to go under me, 1 of them is going to go under Alicia. If you want them all to go under you, you can just select your name here. I'm not going to do that in this case, so I verify these 3 look good, and I'm going to click Save Profiles, and now it's done. So now if I go to search and I search for Alexander, oops, you can see it created the profile for him. And if I go into that, the notes column that I entered go right in here. So you can definitely enter those. The only thing you can't really do with all of this is pull in trip data from another CRM. Unfortunately, we can't do that because every CRM handles trips differently, so it'd be kind of messy for us to try to create something to automate that. But at least you can get your notes in there. So give this a try. If you have any questions or problems, feel free to reach out. Help@VacationCRM. We will be glad to help you. Thank you.